Hiya, welcome back to the channel. So, E90 or E92 335D, probably other ones as well. Fuel filter replacement, that's what I want to do in this video. And also, the fuel heater, because this has got a fault code. So that's fucked as well. But mainly, the fuel filter. So, as you can see, we are jacked up because, well, that's because I'm too fat to reach underneath it if it's not jacked up. So now I need to go and get underneath it. And remove this belly pan by simply undoing these 8mm bolts that are nice and simple to undo. So it looks like I'm going to have to do that, and then I'll come back when I've done that. Yes, and of course that came off really nice and easily as anticipated. But now it is off, we can see what we're here to change, which is this fuel filter and this fuel heater. Now normally, if you're just changing the filter, you could take that out there, pull that out, take this clamp off here, which is a 5mm, and take this bolt out, and then you'd be able to remove the filter. But because I'm changing the heater as well, I've got to take that off. Yes. So let's get this off first. Making sure to place an adequate size receptacle underneath it to catch the diesel that is gonna come out when you take this pipe off. Yes. And now we can nice and lovingly remove this one and do the same. Now, one obviously that's not going to go back on, so I'll have to get a Jubilee clip to fit in the place of that piece of shit there. And so now we've got that nice and carefully removed, we need to take this plug off, which is just squeezing the two tabs in and then gently pulling it nice and carefully also, which is obviously not working, as you can see. Yes. So now that is removed and everything is removed apart from that bolt there, which is self-explanatory really. So I'm going to do that off camera because now everything's getting covered in diesel. My hands are covered in diesel, my phone's covered in diesel, and it's pretty sick actually. So I'm just going to undo that, I think it's a 13mm bolt there, and remove the full thing and then bring it out from underneath the car. Yes. Right, so now that is off, as you can tell. That's a new one that needs to be put in place of this one. So I need to take this bracket off here and put it onto there. And then refit it onto the car, which leaves us with, well, it looks the same as it did before, but it's newer and it's got a date on it of when it was changed. So that is the fuel filter and the fuel heater now replaced. So there's a bit more I've got to do. I've got to prime it up and what have you, but first I need to put that back on, which I'm just going to do off camera because it's a bit of a dick, to be honest with you, and I'm struggling on my back here, so yes. And now that is in fact back on. Of course it wasn't as simple as just putting it back on. We've got new bolts and new speed clips and what have you, but now it is hopefully secure enough where it shouldn't fall off. And now we're ready to start it. So this is, it's got a fuel pump in the tank and it's a self-bleeding system, but the fuel filter is going to be empty, so we need to fill it up. Now, you should be able to do this by turning the ignition on without starting the car. Doing this a few times, as far as I'm aware, should actually bleed the fuel system. But I have got diagnostics, so I'm going to use that. And now in the correct menu, it should be a case of just clicking that. I don't know if you can hear that, but the in-tank pump is now doing stuff. And now after silently watching that for 3 minutes, it doesn't start. Yes. And while we're here, I'll just clear these shitters as well. And that is that done. But one last thing to do is look at our old fuel filter. So I'm going to take this grinder and lovingly cut the end off it, which once you've cut round that, you can actually pull out the inside of the fuel filter and have a good inspection to see what it's like. And it doesn't actually look horrendous. I mean, it looks like it's definitely not a new filter, it's done a few miles, but it's not got any of the jelly that you get sometimes if you're running on what I've seen. To be honest, I think it's supermarket fuel that does it. So yeah, I don't think that were too bad, but it is now replaced with a brand spanking sparkling new genuine OEM one. And that's all for this one, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the usual shit, and I'll see you next time.